and back down the midnight green, searching the dark side of the mountain. Through my bones and hair and blood, words rise and cold snatched from my mouth to sink them into the cold black mud.
You do not. You have not seen any of these people, and a couple more come in after the other two. All of those other ones, except for her, are men. They're all pretty tall, like 6 foot plus. Huh. She is, of course, not that tall, but she is bent with age.
If I close my eyes and try to feel with the green, do I get alarms from her of any sort?
I'll give you a roll for that.
Oh, I would love
that. There is potential for things like that. Who knows? I mean, you might also get like alarms of positivity from this too, right?
Mm-hmm. I have understanding magic, sensing danger, and wilderness.
I would give you of this. I think I'd go understanding magic.
Deal. That's a natural 12. I do have an edge in trained, so I don't know what number you're looking for.
You feel an air of cool around when you kind of walked into her space that was a little different than the... Like, it was already cool, but it got a little colder as you stepped in. And from behind you, you hear, well, I'll be... Granny, you have actually made it to a dance, and that is from the banker lady.
Oh my!
Huh?
From Stella?
Yes. And they look at each other for a moment. I am here to dance with. What'd you say your name was again?
Oh, Jericho Eligast, ma'am.
Jericho.
But I don't want to come between family.
Well, I am Granny Sedora.
I've heard of your town.
My town.
Sedora.
The town has been here for a long time.
Well, show me how y'all dance over there.
And some of the people kind of part around you and let you kind of have space. And she lets you lead, but you get this feeling that she knows how to dance. And she flows very well with whatever your lead is. And she starts laughing a little bit. I have never had these steps in my feet. And I think these are very interesting things from the lower state of Texas.
I throw out a kick every once in a while, just to keep her guessing.
Very funny. I love that. I think there is a great deal of humor in dance, is there not?
For me, it's all about celebration. If I remember a certain spiritual scripture, it says all things are purified through gratitude, and I try to be grateful for all things, that it might be, purified in these dark times.
And she, as she dances, she kind of pulls you close. She goes, I would really be gratified if you would choose which of these people is the least qualified for dancing.
Oh,
perhaps we could teach them to dance a little better.
There's this guy named Irvin.
Who is dancing with Sella and it is terrible.
Yeah, he's always trying to lead, even if it's a solo dance. It's horrible. He could use it right over there.
Maybe I'll take on that challenge. He does look like he's a pretty awful dancer. If you take my meaning, which is very abrupt.
He kills a lot of animals too, out of season. Just that's what the rumor mill is.
Out of season, I don't know what that means, but
that's fair.
And who is that young lady there dancing with? Who are you dancing with, Annie?
Oh, I thought that I stopped dancing with William,
Okay. All right.
but yeah.
So so who is that young lady? I do not recognize her.
Local law enforcement. Local girl, grown up here like pretty much her whole life, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought you had a sheriff here.
We have a sheriff here. That doesn't mean he enforces much.
I mean, what's the point of enforcing in a town when everybody knows each other? We all enforce each other's laws, I suppose, when we know each other, don't we?
One way or another, there is the rule of the mob for a reason.
And I see other people here. Could you point out all these people I have never met?
Oh, that's Volney. He's teaching all the kids to sing. It's weird. They listen to him real quick. That's William Matheson. He's a good boy. He works over at the mill. We're missing Miss Blanc, and then I'll just start pointing out without giving any information really on people, because I don't know who this lady is. But trying to be friendly and keeping an eye on everybody.
So I see you have a natural distrust for those that you don't know. So you kind of clammed up on some of the names there. That is, I respect that. You are careful with your tongue, are you not?
Oh, definitely. Tell me about all your... Are these your sons?
They are my sons, yes.
I can go to shake their hands.
They're pretty quiet, and they just are standing on the edge, kind of.
Do they all have hands?
They do have hands.
Okay, because I'm going to go shake them.
Okay, and they
Just
put their
to
hands
check.
out, and it's kind of a weak, kind of gloppy handshake. It's kind of ugh.
Probably vegetarians. But I will offer them punch and try to welcome them in.
I will go see Mr. Booker and get some punch of my own, if you don't mind. It was very nice dancing with you, Jericho. I hope we get to dance again in the future. If you don't, maybe
Thank
the
you,
next
Miss
romp.
Sedora. Maybe. Once in a blue moon, right?
And she smiles at that particular comment.
Miss Sedora.
And she goes over to Volney after. And she puts her arm around his arm. Could you lead me to Mr. Booker's? I would sure like a drink, and I know that he has the kind of drink I would most appreciate. You look like a quiet type that does not like to talk much.
Well,
And the hounds start barking in the distance.
Hey,
well, yes.
Hey.
But may I ask you your name, ma'am? You're on mute.
Yes, I'm Miss Sedora.
Hi, Miss Sedora.
Some people call me Granny Sedora because I've been around for a while. You can tell I've got ages all through me.
What name did your parents give you, or did you pick your own?
Well, that's a very intrusive question to ask me my given name. Most people, out of respect, would just stick to the surname.
All right, Granny Sonora.
Why aren't you hooting and hollering with the rest? You seem to be a quiet type.
There's a couple people that I'm a bit too nervous to ask.
And she has her arm through your arm, and you feel her hand kind of slide into your hand. It feels almost natural the way it kind of slides in. I wouldn't say that it is natural, but it feels natural the way it slides in. You're walking me over to Mr. Booker, right? I would enjoy something from the tap room.
The tap room is closed, but there is a car here.
I mean, the tap room itself is closed, but the tap master is not, if you catch my drift. Would you like a libation?
Oh, no, I had one earlier and it made me ill.
You know the Lord does not mind if you have a drink here and there. Maybe you had a bad drink.
Oh, I just drank it too fast.
Would you drink one slowly with me then?
Yes, of course.
And you get over to Mr. Booker, who, tall, dark-skinned, muscular, and powerful looking. Well, Miss Sedora, I cannot believe I have seen you coming into this town again. It has been decades, has it not? It has been decades, and I am happy to return and see what you are capable of making still, now that you don't have the tap room open. Ridiculousness of trying to...
They call it.
It is one of the most ridiculous things. Almost as bad as these signs I see about no hunting and stuff. Can you give us 2 of that? And she points at something you don't really know what it means because you don't really drink. And he looks at the 2. You sure that one? I am most certain that is the one I would like to have. And he pours a drink. No more than that, please. And you both get handed a glass, and they're, like a tall shot glass. Bottoms up. And she raises it to you, Volney, and clinks it. What do you think? Liquid courage?
Coughing.
What?
He starts coughing a little bit, but not much.
You got to do it all in one drink. You cannot just let it sit there and simmer. It will burn your tongue. This is not for the faint of heart.
I did take it as much as I could.
Make it a second, please. And he pours 2 more. Here we go. Let's do this. You are quite the sport. Raises it, clinks it against your glass. Well, look at you. Volney Rogers, you have got surprises in you, don't you? Make it a third.
Oh.
Pours it.
May I notice this?
Yeah, sure.
Knowing how Volney reacted previously, I think seeing that he has taken 2 shots of something.
You see him down a third with her while she's doing it as you notice and come up. And they go down hard.
Volney! Hey, bud.
Hello, William.
Are you doing okay?
We are having some shots here. Would you like to join us for one? Or a few? Give us 3, please. And Mr. Booker smiles at all of you. Of course. And pours it. And all the rest of you
I'll catch up. How about this? I'll take Volney, I'll unspoken question asking, I'll take your shot, and I'll take mine, and then take Volney's unless said otherwise.
Well, you are a good sport. I see you. I mean, you are a sawyer. You cut the trees down, right?
One could say.
Have you cut any of those cedars up on the dark side of the mountain? Have you hit that area yet? Or you left that kind of untouched?
Yeah, I think we're kind of keeping to the nearby area. And honestly, I've just started there, so I don't know too much about the ins and outs. But
another one, Mr. Booker, and pours 3 more.
Ma'am.
They hand them out while you're talking.
What are your motives for this?
My motives are joy and fun. That is only my motives almost all the time,
He takes another shot.
Very good. I am really enjoying the 2 of you really have more. This is a strong drink, Another round, please, Mr. Booker. And she puts down a $5 bill, not coin. Just keep them coming till we're done. And
I'm looking at Jericho.
She keeps pouring.
Oh, I'm over on the dance floor. I was going to approach Annie and watch with Annie from a little bit of a distance if I could.
Can the 2 of you make me an intellect roll against a... It would only be a 3, so you need a 9. So that'd be both Annie and Jericho.
13.
18.
You realize that Irving is not here any longer.
And
Where's
would Miss Blanc also still be missing?
No, Mrs. Blanc is there dancing and
Okay, all right.
having fun.
I think while noticing that, I kind of would just kind of lean closer to Annie and be like, Annie, I'm nervous about what we left out in those woods today.
Yeah.
I mean, we closed the door. I don't know if that's going to be enough. My candle's already extinguished by now.
I don't know anything about magic or anything, but those crows, I mean, usually they get spooked by just one shot, but they just kept coming and coming.
And as you
Now,
say
was
that,
it
you
trying-
realize these trees have a lot of bird's eyes up in them, all around the dance area and up on the sides of the buildings. Not like you don't see them all the time, you do, but they just happen to be, when you say it and think about it, you realize there's a lot of them here for as much noise as everyone's making, but they do like to enjoy things like leftovers and scraps that get dropped, so maybe that's drawn them in.
My worry, Annie, is I don't know if those crows were trying to keep us away and chase us from the tomb, or if they were part of it. If we had just heeded their warning, we never would have showed up there.
You mean they was trying to protect us against whatever?
Crows
was
go
in that
both
tomb?
ways. They can be good servants, good friends. They can be omens of doom. It kind of depends on the heart behind the friendship. I don't know what their connection with Volney is, but he seems like a fine lad.
Yeah. What do you think about them weird folks coming in? I never seen them in my life.
It seems like they know a few people. They knew that banker lady. They know the bootlegger. Friendly enough, probably just mountain folk.
Yeah.
But you got the badge. You could go question one of them, Annie. I'll back you up.
Well, might as well, because I see them over there drinking William and Volney into the ground.
You might
We
want
all
to slosh around some punch. I can still smell the moonshine a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
Might not be the best interrogation technique.
No, I'll go get some punch. Now.
But Irvin's missing. I noticed
Irvin
also.
Smith, he would have probably found me again by now.
The lady asked me who was the worst dancer here, and I said Irvin to get him off your back, Annie. That's curious. Maybe they're off necking somewhere.
Yeah, but she's over there,
That's true. She wouldn't be involved in the necking.
and I think she's a bit too old. I mean, I don't know. People can get up to everything as
Love is
many
beautiful. Love is
as
beautiful,
want.
Annie.
I know, but I don't know if even Irvin has it in him. Well,
if you want to go keep an eye on them, I'll at least walk around the buildings right here to see if Irvin's drunk against a wall somewhere or something like that.
yeah, keep an eye out for him. Maybe go check the privy or something. Maybe he fell
Yeah.
into the hole or something.
I'll stay
Hopefully
close and
not.
give a shout if I need a hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to the lads over there and see what they're up to.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Howdy, Annie. Well, it seems like
And three more
Grace
shots get
Sonora's
handed to all of you.
just trying to get us a little inebriated for some reason.
Inebriated? What is that word supposed to mean?
Drunk.
Oh. Well, you're gonna be drunk. I mean, what's wrong with that? We're at a romp. Would you like to drink with us?
Me?
Yes.
Oh no, miss. You see, I'm on duty and I can't partake.
On duty?
Yeah. You see, I'm the only game warden in this town, and I can set my hours whenever I want. And just appeared that my shift just started, so I'm just gonna stand here and observe.
I am not sure what a game warden is.
Game warden?
Is
oh
it-
well, miss.
I
A game
hear
warden is
that Monopoly
game warden.
was invented in New York City recently. I've heard that it is a game many people like. Is you guard the games?
Okay, I see Volney going like this, and I'm gonna say, games. Yeah, I'm in charge of things like poker and things like that. I gotta check to see
Drinking
if that
games?
everybody's gambling properly, you know?
Are you looking for a game of chance then? Is that your...
I would love a game of poker if you want to play.
Certainly. Give me a moment. And she goes over to the band. We need some gambling music. And she goes and whispers to one of the musicians. And then they start playing a song. One you've never heard. Kind of an odd song. Let's go grab a table over there. I mean, the sheriff will not do anything about it since we have the game warden here who will vouch for our rights to have this game, correct?
Yes,
Right.
that's my right, and I'm here to play and observe.
Okay, let's
Officiating.
and
I mean, I'm game if you are, so.
Volney, would you like to join this game of poker with us as well?
I mean, I've never played, but sure.
Oh, it's easy. We'll teach it to you right quick.
are we gonna play for pennies or nickels or dimes or
Oh, we're
I
gonna
mean,
play for information.
information? Well, that sounds like a very complicated kind of game. How do you value the information? I will do this game. I am interested and intrigued by even the notion.
Yeah, well, you see, times is tough around here. Folks ain't getting paid like they used to get paid, so sometimes for fun, and then I look William and Volney in the eyes as to be like, please follow me. Sometimes what we like to do for fun around here is tell secrets about each other, you know, information.
I love it.
That's what we like
I
to do.
love it. We will be wagging our tongues all night in this game. I can tell already. What are you doing,
Yeah.
Jericho? Are you playing poker or with them or
I'm
something?
looking for Irvin, but I'd also like.
Oh, that's right,
When
you're
I
looking
was
for Irvin.
dancing with Granny, did she smell like herbs?
Yes.
The same herbs as the hand.
Like natural, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, earthy like that.
Same
Kinda-
last name, smells like the hand, throwing around a lot of money, could maybe afford a plane. Okay, I'm gonna look for Irvin.
Okay. And
Just in the close proximity.
yeah. And you go around some buildings, and we'll get to that in a moment. Let's at the poker game, you sit down at a table. Somebody there has a deck of cards, puts them in the middle of the table. So information. Let's do this. The four of us, right? All the three of you and myself.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And she starts shuffling the cards, and she's pretty deft. I mean, she's pretty good with the deck. She puts it out for whomever is sitting across to cut. And she
Okay.
is sitting where she can see the musicians, and they're playing the music. And she's like, I love music so much. I wish that my boys could play almost any instrument. I think they can bang a stick on a tree every now and then, and it almost has rhythm.
You should have heard me sing it earlier.
I think it's 2 planks then. Is that it?
It is ridiculous trying to put rhythm in those boys. The only rhythm they got is the rhythm of their guns in their loading speed seems to move pretty well, you know. They can put
I
a
bet I
rhythm
got
to a
them beat on
gun.
that. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
All right, and she does the cards. So Annie, you are directing this game, so I'm going to have you do the intellect roll for yourselves and a roll against her. So you'll do 2 rolls. Yours first.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
You got this.
You got it.
I believe in you. You have the lowest intelligence out of all of us, but you've got this.
so it is
It's
poker.
a 4.
All right.
It's
So
a 4?
So you got one of you has a 2 and one has an 8 of a different suit. Another one has a jack and a 4 of a different suit. And then you have a queen and a 9, opposites, different suits, nothing of special value. Now roll your intellect defensively against her rolls.
Okay.
Since I don't roll anything, you do all the rolling.
Well, that is a 5. So
Okay.
doing great.
And you're going through, and she wins the hand pretty convincingly. I mean, it's one hand, it's just poker. All right, so now how does this work? I get to ask one of you something where you have to divulge a secret to me.
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
leave this to our game warden
All right.
to specify the rules.
Yeah, rules wise, can't be nothing too personal.
I thought you had
But,
said it would be secrets and whatnot.
Yeah, but you know, keep it friendly. I'll
All
leave
right.
that up to your definition. I want this to be a fun game. I want us to get everything out of
Okay.
it that we possibly can.
I'll keep it friendly then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you the first question, if you don't mind.
Me.
Yes.
All right. Shoot.
How's your paw doing? And he's sitting
Is that
way
right?
down. He's sitting way down on the, in a rocking chair, relaxing.
You met my paw?
I've heard that everybody here worked in the coal mines. I assume that everybody here's father, their paw, worked in the coal mines, and they're all pretty much sick at this point. So, is that true of yours?
No. My paw's great.
Wonderful. It's good to hear that.
Yeah.
Another round. I guess that was the first secret divulged, right? That your father is doing well.
He's doing great. Happy as a clam.
Please, another round of you two are staying in the game, right?
Oh, of course.
Is Volney, now that he knows the rules, can he try to lead?
Try to what?
Try to lead the game.
Yeah. Someone with a higher intellect.
You're kind of in the game at the moment. You
Okay.
can, you know that you could get out at some point, but you kind of have to run out of. Normally, it'd be money. In this case, it would be.
Oh, he said lead with a D, not lead
Oh,
with a
lead.
B.
Oh,
Yes.
oh yeah, you could definitely try and take the lead. Actually,
Hey,
you'll pass it
Volney,
from.
you want to take over?
Well, it would go from you to him. You
I
go
was gonna say we
around.
passed dealers.
Yep, you're the next dealer. So make me an intellect roll. You are rolling against a 3, so a 9.
Okay, I have an edge.
Okay,
Brings
so
it
you,
down to a
you
2.
need to get yep,
6 or
a
higher.
6, higher than a 6.
12.
Oof. Yeah, you dish out the cards well. Now roll for her also. Just tell me the number.
7.
Okay. So you go around, you're playing the cards, and she loses to you all. She's like, well, I'll be. That was an interesting hand. You guys the three of you play well. Well, you play well, Volney.
Thank you.
So go on. What is your, you can ask any of us a secret. You could ask either of the two of them or myself. You do not have to limit yourself to me, you know.
Great. Honestly, why did you come here?
And she leans over to you to whisper, to steal one of you away. All right, are you done with your turn? I think it is your turn, the axe wielder, right? And she whispers it in your ear. You're the only one that hears that. Like, the others did not hear that, but you all saw her whisper something in his ear, and just that was it. Now, I'm assuming that since I'm sharing my divulgence with only the person that won, that is the appropriate rule, is it? I'm assuming that it's not 3 against 1.
Yeah, but sometimes secrets, they don't stay secret.
This is true. It's a small town.
All right. Well, it is your turn to play the cards.
All right, we'll
Yeah,
get this going.
And she smiles at you, Volney.
I'll shuffle and place it in the middle for Granny to cut,
She cuts it.
and I'll start dealing out the deck. And I also have an edge in intellect.
Okay. Same rolls.
Okay. That is a 5. Thank God. And I'm gonna roll a different d20.
And now you roll for Granny.
Oh man.
I gotta say, poker was not where I thought this was gonna go tonight, but I am really liking it.
I know,
I
it's
rolled a
great.
nat 20.
All right. So
Cool.
you get your cards out. Everyone, it seems like everyone's doing very poorly. Bad things around. And she smiles and says, all right. And she turns her last card over, and she has a pair of jacks. And you have showing 2 2s. And when your last card goes out, it's a third 2. And she goes, what? That is very interesting. You are quite good with these cards. So what is your divulgence? Is it going to be from your friend here, or your friend here? And she points to herself.
Not knowing the question the
Right.
answer to Volney's question.
Yeah. Volney's question, though, when she answered it in his ear, I mean, he probably did go a little pale for a moment.
Why are you the only one socializing? Why aren't you boys? They seem to just be kind of wallflowers.
Well, they've already left. They're not here no more. It's only the 4 of us. You know, we're playing our game.
Huh. That's interesting. I kind of look around to see if I see Jericho.
Everybody
at all.
has fallen asleep right where they were before. They're laying on the ground. They're laying on the seats.
Like falling asleep is in a trance, falling asleep?
They're laying on the ground like they've fallen asleep wherever they were. Except Mr. Booker, of course, from the tap room. He's just sitting in a chair that's leaned back against his chair and is sort of has a little flask and is kind of sipping.
I guess people are mighty tired tonight, aren't they, man?
I suppose so. They do that kind of stuff. You know, people will drink more than they can handle. Your friends here are already looking a little tired themselves. You know that, right?
Are the
Mr.
children asleep
Yeah.
too?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
But you're not there.
suppose-
You're out behind the building. I'm going to get to you in a moment.
I'm like panicked, like looking like kind of for Jericho in the crowd if he's asleep. I'm like kind of
No,
like
you don't see
huh.
Jericho.
Do I see my dad asleep?
Yeah, he's in his chair sleeping. You know, right where he
Is
was.
Sella still here?
Sella is not there.
Is the car still here?
So, no, the car is not there. So, are you going to ask me your question? I mean, I would like to have my turn to deal too, you know.
Fair enough. Don't want to repeat the same question. You have a very interesting choice of music. What song is this?
It is a song that was composed so long ago, I'm not even sure you will understand it. But it is quite a potent bit of playing that you can get from that, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
But not to worry. We were occupied, so, you know, we are getting our time to enjoy our game, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
May I deal now?
Mm-hmm.
It's only fair.
Passing the deck over.
And she takes the cards, and she like really good. And she deals out the cards, puts it out for someone to cut. Would any of you like to cut?
I will. And I'm like, Volney doesn't know he can do this. He's just like praying and hoping it's fair. And the cards listen. And I'm using magic.
Oh. Okay. So make me a magic roll.
And I am trained in that. And
Yeah,
I have
using
intellect.
magic. Right. So make me a roll, and I will let you know where we fall with this.
13.
Okay.
Lucky number.
Yeah, lucky number.
He just prays under his breath.
That was funny. So there's some funny comments in the chat. That Thank you, chat. You're giving me some amusement, and you're kind of my muse at the moment. It's really good. So you do what you're going to do to the deck, and when you look at Granny, she's not smiling anymore. She's just looking at you flat faced. And the cards turn, and you have really good number. Like, your cards are high, and her cards are pretty middling. All three of you, though, have better cards than hers. Well, that was quite a hand the three of you had. I think only to be fair, I'm going to give each of you one last question. I am getting a little bit tired. I am old and would like to head home. But why don't you each get your last question in? You, of course, Volney, as the one who had the highest hand. It is very rare to see a straight in a game like this. What is your question?
And I'm going to lean in and whisper to her. What is it that is in that body building out in the woods? What is that booger in there?
I will answer your question after I answer the other questions of your two friends, if you don't mind.
All right.
That question requires a bit of contemplation on the best way to answer, if you understand. So, what would your question be? She points to either of you.
Why did your granddaughter commission a plane?
You are a very perceptive person.
Yes, ma'am. I'm the game warden.
My granddaughter was looking for a gift for a gift. And that gift did not arrive, as that plane that you are mentioning apparently crashed in the woods somewhere near here, and it never made it to her, sadly. Which I would say lends some danger to the woods.
Danger to the woods.
Yes. You're a game warden. You protect the woods. I'm assuming you don't actually protect Monopoly and cards and poker chips, if I'm not mistaken by that. But yeah, the woods are in danger at the moment.
You are perceptive, I'll give you that.
And what is your question? You get the last of the three.
Your name is Granny Sedora, but what... Do you actually live in Sedora? We saw you coming through the woods. Not from where Miss Sella came from.
I am going to answer your question and Volney's question at the same time, if you don't mind. Because there is no reason to answer the same way twice. Do you need me to add to that answer, or was that sufficient?
If I'm being completely honest, my internet cut out and I missed what you said.
Okay. She says, I'm going to answer both of your questions at the same time, if you don't mind. I will. So, Volney had asked, do you mind if I divulge your question, Volney?
Go ahead.
Volney, can you make me an intellect roll against the liquor you had been drinking earlier?
Yes, I sure can. What's the number?
You are at a 5 you're against.
I got an edge.
You're at a 4. You need it better than a 12.
Fuck me. I got a 2.
Oh, Volney.
So that liquor is really hitting hard now, and it just sort of is getting on you all of a sudden. And Granny smiles for a moment. She goes, well, I am only here because you interrupted my sleep over there. So I need to go back to sleep, so I have come to take one of you, and we have already done my particular part of the job. And if you don't mind, I'm going to continue on my way now so that I can get my rest back. And if any of you want to interfere with my rest, it may be bringing you to yours. And she stands up, and her skin tightens up until she becomes almost this black, glossy sheen that you had seen before. And the clothes drop to the floor under her, and she steps through the clothes and the table, and she walks out. Irvin, you're with me. Jericho, you are back in the woods behind the house.
I went to the woods.
We're getting raided by From Afar podcast. Welcome From Afar. Boy, did you miss one of the great poker games of all time. And you go back behind the buildings where you had seen what was going on, and you see Irvin as he's walking, and he starts, he's throwing off his shirt, and his pants are thrown off. He turns and he starts like peeing on the ground. His eyes, though, are white. There is no pupil, no iris. I have to go. And he starts heading out into the dark of the woods, heading towards the dark of the woods.
Well, realizing somehow without us noticing, everyone fell asleep, a car left, and all of this lady's friends left. Jericho's kind of on edge, and I think he's going to take the back of it as hatchet to Irvin's head. But like the wooden part.
Okay.
He's
to knock him out, too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just pulls it out, then just flips the blade around.
Gonk.
It's like the 4th time I've had to use this thing today.
Make me an attack roll, please.
All right.
Against an easy number is against a 1. So you need to roll above a 4.
16.
16 will do plenty fine.
All right,
Conk.
Irvin, all right.
And Irvin falls to the ground in front of you, bleeding out the back of his head where you hit him with the back of
I'll
the
tie it up.
blunt.
We the people. I get it, Irvin. I get it. And I'll also tie his hands up. Very matter-of-factly, like, obviously, this boy's got something going wrong. There's a hex afoot. So try to bind him as quickly as I can and kind of drag him back to where my companion's eyesight at least is.
All right. I mean, there's some weight, obviously. Irvin is
That's
not
all right.
a light man.
He could always lose a leg. just kidding. Just kidding.
Maybe a hand?
Can I get him into a space and time to see them still playing cards, or is that all done?
So no,
already?
as you're dragging him back between the buildings, you're coming through and you see, people are laying down on the ground on the sides of the porches, and you see in the, your angle is particularly shallow. You can only see this narrow gap, and there are children sleeping on the road in the dirt, sleeping or unconscious. You're not really sure. And the music almost immediately, as you're coming through, stops a playing.
If I overhear her doing the Irvin, you're with me line, I'll be, sorry, Irvin's dance card's spoken for. He's with me tonight. And just smile at her with my foot on his back.
And when you turn the corner to see her, after saying that, you realize you're looking at the figure that you'd seen up in the building and on the side of the mountain, on the dark side of the mountain.
It makes sense.
And over by where they were playing cards, all her clothing and accoutrements are just left there in a pile. What are the rest of the three of you doing when she rises up and leaves that body?
Well, I guess I know I can't shoot her because it would just go right through. God, I don't know.
I think instinctually and just like as a fear response, Will activates Ribbons of Darkness.
What?
Which takes 2 intellect points to activate. So I'm at, my pool has gone down by 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I told you that's some weird fucking shit, y'all. So
what?
for the next minute, darkness condenses within an area within long range that is no bigger than an immediate distance in diameter, manifesting as swirling ribbons. All tasks attempted by creatures in the area are hindered, and leaving the area requires the creature's entire action to move. You can dismiss the darkness early as an action, and it's an action to initiate. So, just to, basically, that happens, and then I will, on my next turn, start backing the fuck up.
So darkness rises, just fills the area around here, the street.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it came from this.
Will inks. That's what happens.
The hell?
So I can contemplate there is magics afoot here. So if Irving is not here, it will have to be one of the three of you. And you feel...
Hell no, it ain't gonna be any 3 of me, man.
Can I get an initiative roll, please, from each of you?
Yes, you can.
I am shouting to Jericho, drop Urban.
Oh, he's on the ground. I'm standing on him.
Is he? You tied his hands too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got a 3.
God damn it.
God,
I do.
Who got a 3?
Me, Annie-Lynn, got a
Okay.
3.
1.
I do have.
William?
I got training and initiative, but I got a 6. The freaking die that rolled the nat fucking 20.
What'd you get, Volney?
Got a 1.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, sweet summer child.
Yeah, I know.
Jericho.
I got a 13 and I'm trained in initiative.
Okay. So, none of you rolled that close to each other, so you will actually go in your normal order. Jericho, you may go first. The darkness is not upon you. You are farther away from the dark. It just sort of swallows up all your friends and part of the road and the booger you'd seen as you turned the corner.
Are they a short, long, immediate distance, like from me? Like
This
is it
I would
like
say is a
100
medium
feet or-
distance.
Okay. Looking at Irvin and making sure he's out for the count for at least a moment or 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to start just walking at them dead-eyed and use draw item to just reach my hand to the left and have a torch just shoot from like one of the buildings on the side of the...
A lantern, not a torch. There are no torches.
A lantern. And just, that'll probably take an action. It's more for flair and fun than anything.
Yeah.
And then just keep walking towards the darkness with my jaw set like stone.
All right. So you get to the edge of the darkness before, it is within medium range, so you'll get to the edge of the darkness with your lantern. And even the lantern seems to dim quite a bit, even at the edge, just the darkness.
Once he gets closer, you probably hear him muttering things. Like,
Okay.
I call you empty. I call you broken. Like, but he's just whispering it as he's stepping forward.
William.
I am backing the fuck out of that darkness, not really understanding what the fuck's going on, and probably just it's fully backpedaling and probably runs into chair at least a little bit. What the... We gotta go. And is looking for an improvised weapon because I don't have my axe on me right now. I left it at the hotel room.
Right in your hand is the chairs.
Yeah, I'll
That's about the only
break
improvised
it.
weapon available.
Yeah, I'll break it so I have a nice chunk of a club situation.
Nice. All right. So you have a weapon. Are you doing anything with the weapon? I guess it takes an action to make the weapon. You got to break it.
Yeah.
All right. So, Annie.
So I don't really think a gun is successful against this type of creature because I can see through it. So what I'm going to do is I have a mad stone, and I'm going to go up to Volney. And this is a Cypher that I place it upon a bite wound, a wound of any kind of curse, or an injury caused by magic, by a magical creature. And the stone cancels out any ongoing effect and restores points equal to the Cypher level to a single pool. So, I'm guessing whatever spell Volney's under, even if it's intoxication, I guess, I can restore Volney back to their normal self. So that's what I'm going to do.
All right. Can you make me an intellect roll to see if you can find your way through the darkness to where Volney has moved to? I'm going to assume you're moving at the same time, or nearly the same.
I have stood still.
All right. You don't need to make that
so
roll. You know where he is.
I know where he is? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to reach out deep into my pocket. I'm like, thank God I go wandering in the woods. And I just put it right on his forehead.
And when you place it, you hear, "That is not fair play."
Fair? You calling any of this fair, ma'am?
And you feel a cold at you.
Okay.
Can you make me a defense roll? You are defending it against an intellect attack.
Oh, boy. All right.
Oh.
Yay. All right. It's 3. Was it 3? It's a 3.
3 is bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Woo!
you take 4 points of intellect damage,
Gotcha.
and it is like this massive migraine just rolled into your head all at once. You will not keep me from mine. And
Damn, son of a bitch.
we are back to the top of the order. Jericho, you walk into the darkness. You hear I wouldn't call it a scream.
Did I?
Oh, wait.
Oh, you're right. I did not get you, Volney. I am sorry.
I was like,
Volney.
wait a minute.
You feel that intoxication ebb out of you. It feels so odd because it seems to ebb out through your mind, through your forehead, where that object was placed against you. And you do not feel the weight of the liquor you were drinking.
You know what? I have clarity of mind now. I have an idea. Eureka! It hit me. I might know how to make all this stop.
Yeah, I need the magic users to...
I am going to use Hear Me Now. Wait, how does that work? Okay, I have a free level of effort too.
Okay.
So speaking to a group that can understand you, you can attempt to have them produce You gain a free level of effort that can be applied to one persuasion task you attempt during this period. I'm going to attempt to persuade her to let us go in a sense of we will find that gift for your granddaughter.
Are you so you're saying you'll find that gift for the granddaughter?
We will try.
Can you make me an intellect roll?
Yes, and I also have an edge in that. Yeah.
Okay, you were doing it against a 5, so the edge makes it a 4. Are you using something to do it at the same time?
Persuasion, I'm trained in it.
So, okay, so you get another asset there. So you were rolling against a 3, not a 5, so you need you need higher than a 9. Not a
I also
hard.
get a free level of effort, which I don't know how that works, but it's fine.
You're using how many levels of effort?
I get a free level.
You can
so
only use 2 at a time. So okay,
Yeah,
so
I
if that's
can-
the case, then you take 3 off. You're rolling against a 6,
Yeah.
and you were eating through your effort. That's for sure.
I
But
think I
maybe
just got it.
with a what?
6.
A 6.
It's getting close.
Okay.
Oh, Volney.
Welcome, Raiders. I think we're getting rated again by Empatheater. Thank you for joining us. I believe that is Duval is joining us for the show. So
Let's make sure the contract says Volney's gonna get it for them.
Oh no, all of us.
Mm.
We're all involved now.
Not a trafficker.
and when you say that, you feel you have felt this several times lately, and you have seen it, and you have felt it in your past. You feel a hand in your hand, and it, unlike the other times, it does not feel like it's holding your hand, like gently walking you. It is shaking your hand from across from you, and the darkness fades away, and it is emptiness, and all of you are there. And the music starts playing as musicians, for a moment, just get up and start, and then they realize there's no one to play for. And then, Jericho, you see them, all of them standing there in the middle of this. You see, I'm going to give you one intellect roll. It is against a 5. So you need a higher than a 15.
If I use an edge,
14. I mean, not
Would that
a
be
12, I mean, above a 12.
Oh. 17.
I'm going to
Thank
go back
God you've been rolling well, because this has been ridiculous.
Last time was bad. Last session was real bad.
So,
Yeah.
so 17. You see, as the darkness fades out, Volney's hand shaking like he's shaking someone's hand, but there is no one there.
Uh-oh.
I think Jericho was already in the motions of some sort of hex of his own that
Okay.
he had planned on using, but once he sees that Volney's made a dark bargain,
Well, you don't know that. You just
don't
can
quote
only
the
assume
magic
that.
to me, which I was there when it was written, and he just kind of pulls it back into him and just kind of winces through the removal of that momentum.
It is painful, by the way, to undo
It
magic
is.
that is in process. So you double
Some-
over in a cramp, like inside for a moment.
Streak of gray shows up.
Jerry, you okay?
Oh, yeah, I just didn't want to obliterate Volney.
Fair, but Volney, what'd you do?
Is Irvin still on the ground?
He is. He is just
All right.
unconscious and in the corner there.
I think I just made a promise I don't know if I can keep. And I made.
Also, what the hell was with all that black shit?
That was weird, William. It happened like right behind you. I think it was probably sneaking up on you or something. He's gesturing at Annie like, did that come from William?
I like see Volney like shake his head like.
It did. Sorry, my head feels like someone fucking was pounding on it.
I'm gonna step up to Annie and using Charm Touch, I'm just gonna like brush the hair out of her onto an ear and be like, we were supposed to dance. And heal her for
Aw.
4 points to a pool. Double if it was damaged by a witch.
It is double.
Oh, well, I'm back. My pool is restored. I'm back to full intellect. Thank you very much.
Quite a potent
Rain
witch you got
food.
on your side.
Ugh.
Now we're
I'm gonna
What?
go smoke a cigarette and have my hand shake for a second.
Can I have one of those cigarettes, please?
If you can roll it, could you roll me one?
Yeah.
Right.
What'd you do, Volney? Jericho maybe starts like rocking a little.
I'm going to get next to you, Jericho. And to be honest, I told her that we would get that gift for her granddaughter.
Oh,
Well.
shit.
Well, only one of us shook the hand, Volney.
I included all of you.
why would
Oh
you?
my-
Oh my.
Intellect
Oh,
roll.
man.
Is that how dark pacts work? Can you make them for people who have not agreed to them?
You
I
don't
think it's like a lawyer rule. I don't
I
think
mean,
the old guy.
you don't know. You
deals
don't
with the devil.
The old gods deal very much with rules and greetings.
you
and
don't think
treaties
so.
and- yeah.
But you're not up on the devil's work lately. You've been working in more granny magic kind of stuff, so
Mhm. Yeah, because then we could just go around being shake my hand, all 1,000 people owe you their life.
Correct.
We can't just do stuff like that.
correct.
All right, so Volney's screwed. Started just shaking.
Can I get a hit off one of those? Something.
What did you guys do? I went and looked for Irvin, and I came back, and you're all shaking hands with a tar beast.
Hey, I didn't shake nobody's hand.
I ain't shake nobody's hand either, but I was hoping that Volney, you know a lot about them magic types. I was hoping that stone I found in the woods would help you out.
It did.
Well,
You get a better deal?
That was the only thing I could think of in order to not have all of us die.
Oh, well, I mean, it was just a booger. I mean, you're right. Ooh.
She said that if she couldn't take Irvin, she's taking one of us.
Yeah, they
You
talk
know-
a lot.
Yeah, we would let that happen though.
I don't know anything about boogers or anything like this, but
You don't pick boogers, Annie. They pick you.
I know, but I'm just saying, ghosts, stories like boogers, ghost stories I've been told as a kid, they just go around and go, ooh, they don't steal your soul. That ain't no ghost, that ain't no booger. What the hell was that thing?
Seconded.
Yeah, Volney told us a story. It seemed familiar to you.
That was the thing. That was the thing. In the building.
I think for a second Jericho looks off and be like, why the fuck did the bartender know her name?
I'm also curious, is TJ still here?
Yeah,
He never fell asleep, did he?
he didn't.
I'm gonna push his chair over.
I was
Well,
gonna say, TJ, what the fuck?
No, I'm gonna we're gonna just go over and rough this guy up. I'm just gonna go over and take him by, so you push him over in the chair, alright? I'm literally gonna pick him up by his lapels and get right in his face. Do I have to roll Mike for that or anything?
You do.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say.
He is a pretty big man.
Let me be useful tonight. It's a 9, but
Turn off your badge cam, Annie.
And
yeah.
he's taken
That'll be
aback
fine,
when
Annie.
you do this. And he's like, I don't know what you're doing here, but
Now, you listen to me. You listen to me, TJ. I seen some shit tonight that I didn't even know existed. So I'm gonna need you to tell to me straight. Why the hell was it that you was sitting there all nice and pretty while we were playing our game of poker, but everybody else in the town was asleep? And you know this old lady by name, and she seems to know you, so you better start talking. You better stop talking right now.
well, my family's been in these woods for many generations. You know,
I
we know
know,
the
TJ, I
Sidoras.
know
They
you
know
well.
us.
I stabbed one of the tires of his car.
Excuse me, there is no need for that kind of violence against my vehicle.
Put
all
all
right.
the kids to sleep.
Can,
The kids are everyone's starting to wake up. They're not just staying asleep now.
Volney has another bright idea.
Oh God.
I mean,
I'll let him answer. Why was he awake?
that
He's
was
being sneaky.
that was Granny Sidora. She hadn't been around in decades, so I was happy to see her, and it was nice to see, a couple of Sidoras all at one time coming in town. That was a kind of a pleasant surprise. Matter of fact,
why was
her
you
daughter,
awake?
her
Cute
daughter
story.
even gave me the loan to start my tavern that is now closed because of prohibition.
Stab another tire.
Stop it!
You gonna tell us to us straight? Ain't no one more any of these lies, any of these dancing around the issue. You gotta tell me why were you awake while all of them was asleep? You gotta tell it to me right now.
Because the Sidoras owe the Bookers.
What do they owe you?
Jericho puts his hatchet away.
They owe. So there is some risk in me talking too much beyond. First, there's too much risk in talking out here in the open amongst all of whomever is waking up at the moment.
Pulls the hatchet bag out.
You can whisper it to us. We can hear well.
William, let's accommodate this man. If he's nervous about it, let's accommodate this man. Let's go to your hotel room.
Fine.
Sure. I don't see why not.
I can watch your truck.
My
You know what?
truck ain't going nowhere.
Well, no, it's got 2 flat tires.
Yeah. How about this? How about I have you, William, Volney, you can handle him, right? I think you can maybe
Sure.
find a magical solution to get him to talk. Jer, you and I will stay out here, make sure nothing happens to your truck.
And make sure no one comes in and interrupts you, William.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could ask him a question, William. You can ask him one. Jericho's
Unaccustomed.
winking.
And the hounds start
Unaccustomed to
barking in the
being,
distance.
told to do violence.
No,
Just
it's
kind
real
of
hard
like-
to repair clothes. You can just cut the seams on his shirts and stuff. That's weeks of work.
Just like nervously, just kind of like starts beating his palm in a like not aggressive, like attempting to be aggressive way. Like, yeah, I can ask you some questions, I suppose.
I can answer some questions, I suppose, too, since
Let's-
I would rather not have an axe in my head or my hand or my heart.
No harm will come
Agreed.
to you.
Let's head on to more private space and we can have this conversation.
After you, I suppose.
If this works, I kind of picture Annie leaning on like the truck or the door, but I might start helping a few people up who are right
Okay.
next to us, but like not go away.
All right. So
I'm
you're
actually, yeah.
so as you're helping them up, I mean, the kids are the ones that wake up first. Weirdly.
Did the ones with the corsages wake up sooner?
Oh yeah, they woke up faster. Yes. Forgot about
Thank
those.
you, Bernard.
And as you're helping people up, you find the photographer is unconscious out here too, and his face is pale, almost uncomfortably pale, like just white. And he was not like that before.
Pulse, breathing, all that. Or is he rigid?
No, he's not rigid. He's got a pulse.
Okay.
He's lying there. He is waking up near last.
I'm gonna try to do my charm touch again, but do it to him because I can. It's
Okay.
just a special ability. It does say a difficulty 2, but I have an edge of 1, so it's
Okay.
basically I have to
A
roll
3.
over a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 18. But I'm gonna try to push 2 life points into him. Just try to like focus that energy into his body.
And he gets some blood back into his face. It looks like, what happened here?
I whisper into the photographer's ear, "You had a negative reaction." And then try to get him up in a chair to get some blood flowing again.
Is the romp over? I didn't even get to dance much, and
Did you
Volney
take a
taught me some
picture?
new. What?
Look at me, buddy. Did you take a picture?
I took pictures yesterday. I processed them today.
Didn't take any tonight, though?
I did not.
Damn.
I was going
Could've
to
won a
bring my
cold
camera
set.
down, but I was told I had a little time to dance first, so I was going to get a little dancing in.
No, it appears everyone got a little bit of food poisoning. Something about the punch, possibly. Everyone had a little bit of a fit. Irvin took a good fall, hit his back of his head right on a stair.
And he's unclothed there on the porch, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. He got real strange for a little bit. It's probably good that he knocked himself out and no one else had anything to do with it. But Annie's right here just keeping an eye on everyone. William and Volney are helping out somebody. Yeah. Strange romp, I can tell you.
I have never been to one stranger.
Have you been to one of our romps before, actually?
Not here, but I have been to romps in some of the other towns.
Yeah,
Well,
let me
I've
tell
gone
you a
shoot
story
photos.
about some squirrels, and I'll help him up and let it kind of fade.
Did Volney tell you about the photograph that I'd taken? Did he show
Oh,
it
no.
to you?
I've barely spoken to Volney tonight. I don't know if you saw me. I cut the rug, as it were.
It's true. I was watching your steps, trying to learn from you, and
No learning chaos. It's just beauty.
and then I don't know, something happened with the song. Got really weird and strange, and then my eyes just got dizzy. I guess maybe I drank too much, but I don't remember drinking that much.
Yeah, have some more water.
Water. Ew. Okay, I guess. He
Might
drinks some
roll
water.
to force him to drink water.
He'll take the water. I mean, up in the room, you get up there with TJ. So we have our families have had. We've been at opposite ends of problems in the town in the past. Not my generation, but the generations before mine. And when the Sidoras were looking at getting into the mining business, we helped them find a way in that was not part of the ownership of the current deep hole mine. And with that came some riches that were probably no different than me getting some wealth during Prohibition, I suppose. It's just, people doing the things they need to do for their families and taking care of things. So by us showing them and then selling them a little bit of the land that was on it, it helped build their family in a good way. And since then, they have left us alone and have known to leave us alone.
So, something that I'm just not understanding, because did you see what happened to Granny? Or am I just... I'm sorry.
I saw people falling asleep, if that's what you mean, while you were playing your game of cards.
Yeah, but after that, when she, stood up and then it was, a black tar person and then all of her clothes went down and then it was just black.
I did not see that. I don't know what you mean by that.
And I just looked to Volney to, like, the smart person to ask the right questions.
If I must ask, Mr. Booker, do you have any type of knowledge of what her granddaughter, her daughter, however her relations, do you know what she may be involved in that would have involved that play?
Oh, I know quite a few things they're involved in. They are involved in banking. They used to be involved in mining, but it was illegal mining, if you don't mind me saying so. I mean, that is why our town was named Guilty Hole. So, that's a pretty old story, of course, from the 1800s. They are involved in, I believe they're actually a small partner in the sawmill, although I think it is a minor partnership. And they have lent money to many of the businesses that have made Sedora a town. Not to mention they have lent some money to people in this town, including myself once. Of course, I have paid back my loan in spades, but I'm an honorable person who pays back my debts.
Tell me, what do they do with people who don't pay?
What to do with people with that what?
That don't pay.
I would say that there is some chance that is higher than zero that someone in your family could maybe go missing or something, but I am not someone who has firsthand privilege to that. But, there hasn't been, that kind of violence in this town in, generations, at least one generation.
What happened in the last one?
Well, there was the fight over the mines, which they lost by the way to the wranglings of some lawyers.
Do you have any idea why Granny Sonora came back?
Came back? I mean, she came here, I assume, from Sedora, and probably her daughter was here, so her granddaughter was here, so maybe to spend time with her granddaughter.
Do you know if the McSweeneys had any business with the Sedoras?
Oh, boy. Well, not Annie, of course. But Annie's pa, he knew about the mine and actually helped do some of the initial excavating when he was, a boy. And he kind of opened the mine up for them, the Guilty Hole mine, not the deep mine. That was men and machines of many kinds. So, I mean, there's that, but outside of that, I don't know.
Only you got any more questions?
Is there any information that could help us in terms of paying back a debt? Not getting out of it, but is there any way to help pay back a debt?
Well, what kind of debt do you owe? I mean, you could, if you owe $100, you pay $100 plus the interest if there is interest involved. Although I am not a big fan of interest on family loans, of course, but it happens too.
Finding a prized pig that's missing a foot.
Oh. I would say you should find that pig then and deliver it as, if that's what you're supposed to do. If that's your debt, you find that pig. And if you cannot find that pig, then you offer up maybe another pig that is equally prized, I suppose, and maybe they'll take that as an equal offering. But you gotta hope, because there is no guarantee of that.
Okay. If there's any information that's important that, I don't know, pops into your mind.
I am proud of the amount of liquor you put down your gullet tonight. That was impressive. I did not even think you had ever drank.
I mean, that is genuinely impressive, Volney. I mean, how many shots did I have? I don't even remember now.
I think you had like 4, but they were doubles
4?
and triples and just crazy amounts.
I was gonna say, I think I had 4 and you had like 5 or something, Volney? That was wild.
5 or 6.
And he pat you on the side of the arm. You got some toughness in you. I'm pleasantly surprised by.
Thank you.
If there's nothing else, I would like to go deal with the tires that your friend poked with his knife.
Yeah, I think that might be all we need for right now. But if we need more information forthcoming about the Sidoras, you'll be forthright again?
You can. I come to town from time to time, or you can find my home if you need something. I mean, I've told you everything I know. I hope it helps you with whatever it is that you're with finding your prize pig or whatever.
You know, I know it sounds weird, but it goes by Daisy. Does that ring any bells to you?
Daisy's like a name you name every animal that you don't have a name for.
I mean, fair. I just didn't know if something brought that up or not.
Yeah, you can say, if you're looking for any pig, you say it's the Daisy pig. They're all the Daisy pig if they're not known.
Thanks.
All right.
Sorry about your tires, by the way. That I don't think. I mean, Jer is kind of impulsive.
That does not help the fact that they are still flat, and I do not think your friend is interested in remuneration for those tires.
I highly doubt it.
Same.
So I have to go deal with them now, if you don't mind. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He heads out the door, and you see him come out the door, and you guys are out there, and he kind of just stays up on the sidewalk and away from the two of you and goes and looks at the tires.
Mm-hmm. It's an asshole tax for sitting down when all your neighbors fall asleep.
I get Jericho a little ways away. Jericho, where the hell is that hand?
It's at home in a jar.
He's
You
trying
saw
to
me.
escape
You helped
right
me.
now.
You helped me put it in.
We need to go check on that hand.
And when you get there, you see that he and Annie are helping up and talking to the photographer.
Mm-hmm. He was stark white, but he looks a little better now.
It works then.
Well, that's good. That's good. He's better.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be developing. How you doing, William? You all right?
I'm fine. I am perfect. Starting to get maybe that's what it is. It's from the liquor probably. Get a little bit of a headache. Got a little bit of information though.
Mm-hmm.
He was very forthcoming, and it probably wasn't very kind to take out 2 of his tires.
Oh, I've gotten
Most of the time,
qualms about
folks can only
that.
have 1 spare. Okay. Yeah. What's the situation on the package you found?
I tried to get in a jar earlier. It grabbed Volney on the finger, but then I gave it a little tickle, and we were able to get it into a jar, put a lid on it, put 2 holes so it could breathe, and that's currently what it's doing right last.
Okay. We should probably look into that. We should probably make sure that.
Oh, I
it's
stabbed
still
it with
where
an
needs to
axe
be.
earlier,
Okay.
and it smelled like the granny. They smelled the same.
What the hell?
Yeah, they all smelled
Okay.
the same.
I'm never going anywhere without my axe again after that.
That's sharp, William.
and-
That's sharp.
And he goes back to his hotel room, comes back with his axe over his shoulder. Back to your place then, Jer?
Are things at ease here, or are people like in panics, or people hurt, or is it everyone's just kind of
People just seem very
passed out?
They all seem very surprised that so many of them passed out. The adults are kind of blaming it on maybe the liquor was too strong or something. They were like weird with the liquor, a weird batch or something. The
Right,
kids,
leaving a little applause, like best romp, yeah.
no one's saying that, but that is not coming out of anyone's mouths. And
Is everybody trying to go home, or is like the band still kind of around?
no, the band is putting their instruments away. People are more gossiping than leaving, like trying to figure out what happened. They don't know what happened. It was really weird.
I'm gonna go lay hands on Irving now that I think about it.
While this is happening,
Irvin.
I'm gonna go up to the band, and I'm gonna say, hey, can you just play one more song, please? One more song, really lively, like.
Sure. What would you like to hear?
I just want to get these folks. I don't know what happened. Something weird happened, but I don't want to end the night on a bad note, right? Right? You want to end the night
That's
on
true.
a
What
good-
do you think? All right, we'll play something. We'll get some energy going, I suppose.
Yeah. And I'm gonna I guess it's like a stage or something they're on.
It's just a porch. One of the porches in front of one of the businesses.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, hey everybody, and then I just realize that everybody looks at me and I'm the least I mean to go and gulp. Hey everybody, you know me, you love me, some of you hate me.
Yeah, we all know you. You like ticking us for the government. We never pay it.
Yeah, no, don't worry about
We
it.
love that.
You know what? A cloud of some horrible swamp gas came in. It's a natural occurrence. I know about it, you see, because I know about the nature, as you know very well. Terrible swamp gas just came in. Very uncharacteristic for this time of year. I apologize. I just got word from the state, you see. They sent me a telegram just now. And if y'all would be so kind as to join me in the final dance of the night. And I'm dreading this because I'm just oh shit.
Lead the way.
All right, and then I just start. I get the whole this thing going on, and try to get the come on, kids, let's go, one more dance.
And some people dive in. Some are still staying out, but there are some that jump in and dance with you.
Do they believe me at all? Do they believe that it's
Weather balloon.
It's hard to know.
Okay. All right. That was a risk. That was a risk.
Yeah, it was definitely a risk.
I'm gonna touch Irvin's bloody head and throw 4 life points into him if I could.
Okay.
To also make sure if he doesn't just go conscious and start running towards the wood.
Okay, so you put the 4 points in. it brings him conscious, and his eyes open, and the whiteness, the pupils and irises kind of roll down, and his eyes are clear, but he looks very confused, and his body starts to shiver from the cold. What was I doing?
Of his
Where are
clothes
my
and whatnot.
clothes?
You're all right. There was an accident, but Volney paid your way. So be good to him. And I'm just gonna help him up and get dressed and get back to his people, because he's not my people. He's kind of an ass.
Yeah.
But get him back to his people.
All right, you get him back, and they're all confused too by
Yeah,
him
he got hit in the
leaving.
head.
Yeah. And after that, are you all heading back to Jericho's, or are you going to do something else?
Yes, because I'm terrified.
All right.
But I first I tell my dad to.
Who
to
he
go
stands up, he's like, "Ugh, I must have fallen asleep in the rocking chair here. I'm not fully surprised by that. I am exhausted and I'm a little famished, so I may go eat something. Where are you
We
going
can get
now?"
Mr. McSweeney home. Your house is on the way to mine.
Yeah, you're coming with me. Ain't no negotiating about that. We got some weird weather occurrences happening. And I look at him like very deeply in the eyes to be like, please just believe me. Like you just gotta come with us.
All right. I mean, I did feel that weird cold that ran through here earlier. That was, I mean, it is
Yeah,
winter,
we're just gonna
but
get you home to bed.
all right. I'm ready to go home. I'm tired.
Yeah, we'll get you home. Jerry, you got any salt on you? Any of those special jars on you?
I got plenty of stuff. Did Granny Sadora leave anything first? Is there residue?
Yeah.
Is there item?
There are clothes that dropped off her body.
We should take those.
Yeah, I'll take some just to have the reference fabric at least.
And when you're fumbling through them, you're gathering them up. There is a little wooden figure made like a woven reed over some kind of a wood piece.
Does my spirit wince away from it?
No,
Does it smell like herbs?
it smells like maybe like a pine wood with some kind of a sappy smell to it.
I would love to make some sort of roll to see if I can put this to use.
Okay. Understand magic.
That was an accident, but it was a 14. And I could use an edge also.
Okay.
But I could also re-roll it because it was an accidental drop if you'd like.
No, you don't need to re-roll it. You said a 14?
Yes, sir.
And you think that this potentially has the ability to hold magic and do something. You might be able to do something with this.
It's always nice to have a little souvenir after a dance with a pretty lady. Head to my place.
Let's go.
All right, you get to your place. You drop off Papa. Do you do anything with Papa while you're there? Or you just let him go to sleep?
No, I tell him to go to sleep. I just give him a kiss on the cheek, and then I lean over here.
Do you need me to give him a shot, Annie?
No, you can brew up some of that tea, Daddy. How about that?
I would love some tea.
Great.
If you wouldn't mind.
You know how to do it. And then I lean over to Jericho and I say, you know how you do those jars, bury those jars?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen you do it a few times. Do you mind doing that right now?
Oh, you've got so many jars under your house by this point, Annie.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, more jars than my house, to be honest. But let's not talk too much about that. But I can bury another one for you.
Right. Thanks, I guess.
That might
I'll be right
be
back.
old school stalking.
I walk behind the shed and bury yet another protective charm. Half of them are for Mr. McSweeney from before Annie was even full grown. He's been my friend for a long time.
This might explain why the general store never has mason jars in. in stock. They are
Tell 'em.
always sold out all the time.
I support local business. I will bury some jars, a jar, while she puts her dad to bed.
I thank you. I didn't realize we were so well protected against the supernatural things that exist now, I guess.
Oh, if they ever try to move on here, Annie, the explosion will probably level the whole valley. But you'll get them.
All right. I don't want to think too much
Just
about that.
kidding,
All right.
Annie. Just kidding.
And you finish up and you head over to Jericho's. On the way to Jericho's, you do find an odd thing. You find a snake skin kind of rolling in the wind as you cross the bridge. Just a snake skin. They shed all the time. Not a big deal.
Yeah, but they're probably hibernating this time of year.
They would be.
Huh.
Nice.
An unusual thing.
Why would they be shedding their skin in the middle of January? It's too cold for them.
Correct.
Maybe they knew you needed a new hat band, Annie. I'd hold on to that.
No, snakes don't come out until summertime, summertime, roughly around there. They hibernate just like bears.
That's true.
Yep, in the
Until
rocks and
that's-
crevices.
Huh.
Feels strange, but I think I've seen a few snakes today. To be honest.
Yeah.
Jericho, can you make me an intellect roll?
Yes. That is a 12. I have an edge if I need it.
You would need it.
Nice.
So, when you had gotten that boomer out of the woven wood thing, it dawns on you that the blood was dripping onto a plant.
Yeah, a bunch of flowers, if I remember correctly.
They were flowers, and they were of a type called a... Hold on, let me get it. Where's that at? Oh, the hounds go off again.
They can smell the squirrel.
They
Gotta
can.
start writing license for these hounds.
Maybe have a season? No, we don't need a season.
Open season on the hounds.
Come on. Stop, Brooklyn.
I love.
Into a patch of a plant called snake root.
Ah, yeah, snake root.
And you've heard that snakes often come from these plants and are hidden in them often. But, you know, they're
Annie,
supposed
does that
to
look
be
like a
magicalness.
normal snake skin?
So I am versed in animals. Should I roll for this, or would I just know?
You would just know. It
Okay.
looks like
is
this.
normal?
It is a very large rattlesnake of some kind.
Okay, and they're definitely. I mean, I.
They
know
would definitely be
they're
They would be hibernating. I was trying to say it with a southern accent. It was not coming out right.
Hibernating.
Hibernating.
Yeah, this is a very large rattlesnake that should not be shedding its skin this time of year. If you know what I mean.
Oh, I understand. It is January, right? It's
It
only
is.
the 14th. Man, it gets closer every year. William, what do you think? You see too many snakes out in the lumber and the trees lately? Maybe they woke up a little early this year?
Nope.
I mean, with how cold it's been.
Fair. Volney, what about when you fell in the creek?
No.
No snakes in the creek? All right. William, how about you lead the way to my house? With that big old axe of yours and your sense for danger.
Have I been to your house yet? I don't know
Probably
if I
not,
have.
actually.
Nope.
Probably not.
I'll lead the way, Jer. I'll lead the way. It's fine. I got a rifle. I can shoot anything coming at us. Don't worry.
You bringing the snake skin?
Yeah, I'll do it.
May as well grab it.
Yeah, I'm
Something
sorry.
weird.
All right. So you get the snake skin. You get to Jericho's house, and Jericho.
On the way there, I actually want to, like, as we're walking, kind of walk up next to Annie. Seems like your pa had something to do with the mines with the Sidoras.
He never tell me any of that.
Well, considering when she said that they take people and stuff, I asked about it, and that may... I'm not one to draw conclusions, but that may have been the cause of your ma's disappearance, maybe? I don't know.
Well, this lady's got another thing coming if she don't take my mom. That's for sure. Well,
Damn straight.
I'll ask my pa nicely, because he gets a bit touchy when I talk about my mom, but I can certainly talk about the Sidoras. Maybe he'll be more open about that.
Like 10 feet behind them, Jericho's trying to sing at the pitch Volney's showing him, but he's just real bad at it.
And you get to Jericho's house.
Door still closed?
It is exactly as it was before.
My wards, my spirit reaches out with its sensitive fingers.
Everything seems to be as anticipated.
All right. William, you're strong. You want to open that door for me and look in a jar? Not under the bed. It's in a jar now.
Okay.
You can open. You can just open it. Yeah.
Just gently. Is it a push or a pull?
If you read the sign, it should say right there.
You have a sign on your house door.
It's a pull.
I'll like pull the door open and just kind of peek around. I'm assuming it's also dark.
It's pretty dark. It's not too big. That's why you have to pull. You don't want the door going in. Yeah.
Understandable. You mind with the lantern then?
Not at all.
I'll grab the lantern and look for the mason jar with the hand with my axe out.
The mason jar with the hand is right there on where it was supposed to be.
It's just like middle finger floating.
Oddly, it looks like where it was cut with the axe is healing over. Not healed, but healing over. And part of its the wrist has kind of grown a little longer, it seems.
I don't like it.
Oh my god.
I don't like it.
With the this might be a hard one for a roll. With the healing of it and the coming back together and the smell, does it seem more like it's rotting or more like it's fertile? Like, is it growing back together because it's lush and alive, or is it more of like a undeadish type of seeming?
It did not smell like rotting corpse, but it also did not smell like or have the warmth of living flesh. So it is really hard to know exactly what you're seeing here.
Hands down, it's hard to know what I'm seeing here.
Damn.
What if there wasn't a whole person in that crate?
What if it's just the hand?
Mm-hmm. What if that is Daisy?
Well, Daisy's growing.
You wouldn't really.
I don't like the
crate
look of that.
That big for a hand. I mean, you could have put her in a jar.
Maybe she needed time to move around in it. I don't know. I mean, if it's growing something, then maybe they thought it would be a fully grown something by the time they reached their destination.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I don't want to know what this something is.
Does it still smell like herbs?
It does. It smells just like it did before.
Annie, do you know this smell?
Do I know the smell?
William?
It
Volney,
smells like plants and soil from the area that, like, it smells like smells you're acquainted with.
Smells like the woods.
Yeah, it just smells like the woods, Jer. I don't know what else it's supposed to smell like.
It should smell like rot. It should smell like death.
Yeah, it should, but
But also, it's fucking moving.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's throwing itself back up. You said you put an axe through that thing. It
I
should
did.
cut in half.
I know, it's the world's miraculous, Annie. Aren't you a little excited? No.
I ain't excited about any of this. I thought that the woods was just bears and bunnies. This ain't
Dear.
normal.
Agreed.
Did we notice Miss Evangeline falling asleep or waking up?
You didn't notice her there.
Oh, heck. Alrighty. Volney, weren't you going to be taking Miss Evangeline to the dance tonight?
Yeah, but she seemed to be handling herself.
That's a weird way to phrase it.
And I think this is a good place to break. Well, thank you, everybody in chat, and for the 2 raids. That was awesome to get. My gosh.
Snake smell it.
Another
My
retro,
favorite fucking phrase.
another
Thank you,
retrofit, and Celina, you get it. The chat has been so funny tonight. I have been trying to not laugh so much.
That's why I don't look at it.
Yeah, I look. I can't help it. Well, we'll see you next Tuesday, everybody. Have a good night, and maybe this hand will grow into something, or maybe it'll just grow another hand on the other side of it. Who knows?
It's like little dinosaur sponges
Just
and like little
cat dog
apple.
thing.
Or it'll fly and be a Palm Pilot.
It's like a little dinosaur capsule things from like the early 2000s. It gives just a drop in water.
Have a good night, everybody.
Nice.
See you next
Have a
week.
good night.
Burning rock, crackle smoke out of the mountain's mouth, hollowed by a cut, by a slash, by a fiery blow. Running through the valley like it's running through my veins, while red-eyed crows keep watch underneath the blood-red moon. My slunch-wide soul cries out to rise up against the tide of dusty songs cut hard from the dark mountain stone. Cut hard from the dark mountain stone. Cut hard from the dark mountain.